Hey guys, Fatal here. So this is basically an introduction to an idea I had, Skyrim Hardcore Mode. I'm sure people have had ideas like this before and probably done it, but whatever. So basically, the idea is to just make Skyrim way more difficult and truly hardcore in the sense that you only have one life. There's a few mods you'll need and a few self-imposed rules that you'll need to follow, but hopefully it will make the experience pretty damn fun. Okay, so the mods that you'll need: Requiem, which is an overhaul mod, changes all sorts of things in the game and just makes it a hell of a lot more difficult. Second mod you'll need is Imp's More Complex Needs. It adds a complex hunger, thirst and sleep system. Any needs mod will basically work, anything that covers the same sort of principles. I just like IMCN. The third mod you'll need is Frostfall, and that mod basically adds cold weather survival. So you have to stay warm up at fires, wear warm clothing, that sort of thing. There are a few mods that I would suggest using as well, but we'll go into that a bit later. Okay, so there are a few self-imposed rules, basically rules that you'll have to follow yourself, so no one's going to be telling you to do them or anything. So yeah, basically the first one is true hardcore. You have one life and never get any extra lives. Once you die, you delete the character. And then there is just variables on that rule. So basically the variable concept is that you start with 1, 3, 5 lives, however many lives you want, including level 1 in a count up. Every 3, 5, 10 level ups you gain 1 life. So an example of the concept is basically start with 1 life, at level 10 get another life, and then at level 20 you get another life. So then you've got 3 lives if you haven't died at all. The number doesn't really matter, like you can just decide how many lives you want and at what intervals you want to get another life. But at the end, when you're dead, like when you've lost all your lives, you gotta delete the character. Just a few mods I would suggest that sort of complement Skyrim Hardcore Mode. I'd suggest alternate start. It just gives you various options when you start your new character. You don't have to do the default introduction to the game. Immersive HUD, because it hides the HUD elements when you don't need them. It's really good. I'd also recommend, if you're playing with extra lives instead of true hardcore, then I would say download SM Essential Player, because then rather than dying and loading your game and having all your items, you can set up that mod so that when you die you become a ghost straight away and you lose all your items and you also lose some coin. Okay, so now I'm going to go into how to set up the mods. Once you've downloaded and installed them, there's a couple of things you'll have to do in-game to set them up. So firstly we'll set up Frostfall. So to set up Frostfall, you go to your options, mod configuration menu. You might have to download this mod as well, MCM. Go to Frostfall, overview, and then under Frostfall status, Frostfall is not started, start up Frostfall, accept, exit the menu. And there's a message, then just sort of give it a second. It's just got to start up a few things. Okay, and if it's enabled properly, then it should show up in the menu. Yep, cool. Okay, so we want to turn axe required for fast travel on. So you need an axe to fast travel, and turn on wear, because that will give your clothes a exposure protection. So it's taken off all my items, and I can re-equip them, and it'll give me exposure protection, standard exposure protection. Okay. Second thing we'll activate is Imp's More Complex Needs. To do that, we go Items, Food tab, IMC and Vitality. Click on that. Yes. I don't know what that bit's about, but anyway. Just go back, exit that, and it's now activated, I think. So if it is, we can go Mod Configuration menu. I'm sure there's another way to do this, but anyway, this is how I do it. More Complex Needs. Options. It's working because they're there. So we want to turn fatal effects on, because that means that you can die from hunger, dehydration, alcohol poisoning, and we also want to turn on food spoils, because then food will actually expire over time. Yeah, and I can do that, so I can just hide the menu items in my inventory because I've got this MCM. Alright, cool. So that's all set up, and just time scale, you can just go fixed, tab makes that, make sure it's, 8's pretty good, nice and slow. Cool, so that's done. Okay, so the last part we'll set up is basically if you're playing with a variable on the true hardcore rule, so if you're playing with more than one life, then I would say download SM Essential Player, because it basically means that your character, you don't die in the normal way. You become a ghost, and well, basically how we'll set it up is that you become a ghost, lose all your gear, and lose some money. And that's just to make it a bit more hardcore, even though you've got multiple lives. So to set it up, go to Magic, Manipulate Death. Cast a spell. Got Essential Death only, Ghost Death only, Essential and Ghost. Essential Death only is basically you can't actually die, you just get knocked out, so we don't want that. Essential and Ghost is both, but Ghost Death only is one we want, because that means when you lose all your health, you become a ghost. There's no getting knocked out or anything. The other thing we want to do, set Ghost difficulty, we want to put it on hardcore. So when you die, you lose all your items. So put that on hardcore. And the other thing we want to do is put coin loss on. Because coin loss, when you die, you lose some money. I'm not sure when you die if you lose only your equipped items or all of your items in your inventory, but find out, I guess. Here's a wolf. I'll let him kill me. Okay, so I've died. I'm now a ghost. He'll keep attacking me, I think. I was mucking around before and he kept following. But anyway, you can remain a ghost for 3 minutes, or I think you can come back to your body and click on it. Or not. No. I don't know. But anyway. Or it might just be beside. I don't know. But you're only a ghost for 3 minutes anyway. So you can run back somewhere, say lure whatever killed you away. So if I wait, I wonder what that does to it. Yeah, so see, now I've reappeared, and I've lost all my gear. The next thing I'll talk about is just a couple of tweaks that I did. Well, I didn't do them, but I chose to use these in the Requiem mod rather than keep it to the actual Requiem mod settings. I swapped sleeping back, which is basically like you toggle it to vanilla sleeping rather than the setup in Requiem, because in Requiem when you sleep you don't heal unless you've got a restore health effect. But yeah, I wanted to be able to heal from sleeping, but I also have a self-imposed rule for that if you do that, which is you can only sleep in towns, inns, or other safe settlements. You can't sleep in dungeons and caves, etc. Like, well, you could, but don't, because, yeah, that would be breaking the rule. Occasionally there might be exceptions to it, I guess, if, like, you know, you're friends with a faction or whatever that's living in a cave. The other thing that I turned off or changed back to a vanilla setting was there was a thing called spider poison image space modifier. So I turned it off because the effects, I just didn't like it, and it just seemed really over the top and just made the game unplayable. To input the tweaks that I did for Requiem, you basically bring up the console and do the following. The first one is the vanilla sleeping. So to change it back to vanilla, you just type set AA000 Skyrim vanilla sleeping control 2-1, and that should put sleeping back to normal. And if it's worked, then when I sleep somewhere, my health will heal. And then the other one is the spider poison image modifier. So again, you just type set AA000 Skyrim poison SMC control 2-1, and that will have set the poison image space modifier back to sort of normal, or yeah. Anyway, that's how you do those tweaks. Okay, so I'm just gonna test the sleeping change to see if it went back to vanilla mode, and it has, because it's repaired my health, it's restored my health, which is cool. So I guess to just sum it up, basically, if anyone has any ideas just to make it a bit more difficult, let me know. Whether it's a mod or a rule, you know, feel free to discuss it, because yeah. Anyway, cheers.